What if the very people doubting you, whispering behind your back, and rooting for your downfall were the few you needed to rise to your greatest potential? What if rejection wasn't your enemy, but your rawest inspiration? In a world where criticism is loud, social media makes opinions unavoidable, and our light is often dimmed by the insecurities of others, there comes a point where you must decide, will you let their noise destroy you or drive you? Today on Serenity Soul Speaks, we're diving into the art of mastering motivation by making your haters your motivators. Through the powerful lens of one of the most graceful, relentless, and unshakable forces in music and culture, Beyoncé knows Carter. Her story isn't just one of success, it's one of turning criticism into clarity and doubt into divine destiny. Let's talk about how you can do the same. Before she became a global icon, Beyoncé experienced rejection that could have derailed her dreams. At just 12 years old, she and her girl group Girls Time lost on Star Search, a nationally televised talent competition. That very public loss might have been the moment many would have said, "This isn't for me," but instead, it became an early lesson in perseverance. Beyoncé has spoken about how that moment fueled her hunger. It wasn't praise that built her, it was the pushback. That loss planted the seed for Destiny's Child, which later grew into one of the best-selling girl groups of all time. In your own life, what losses can become leverage? What no's can become new beginnings? Even with Destiny's Child's rise, the group was no stranger to scrutiny. From lineup changes to media gossip, Beyoncé often became the focal point of judgment. People said she was too polished, too quiet, too controlled. She wasn't always the fan favorite, but she mastered something key, the art of silence and strategy. Instead of reacting emotionally, she moved intentionally. That's motivation mastery. Haters aren't just nuances, they're mirrors. They reflect what intimidates others about your light. And if you learn to view criticism as an energy source, it can sharpen your vision, your work ethic, and your faith. Beyoncé didn't let public critique paralyze her. She let it push her. When Beyoncé broke out as a solo artist, many questioned whether she could carry a career on her own. Critics said she was just a group singer, not a visionary. But then came Dangerously in Love, and then B-Day, and then I Am Sasha Fierce. She not only proved them wrong, she created an entire new standard of performance, storytelling, and artistry. Notice what she didn't do. She didn't argue online. She didn't defend herself in interviews. She let the work speak. That's what mastering motivation looks like. Using disbelief as a tool, not a trap. Your glow up doesn't require announcements. It just requires action. One of Beyoncé's most celebrated projects, Lemonade, was born from personal pain. Speculation around her marriage and Jay-Z's infidelity could have broken her spirit. Instead, she alchemized betrayal into brilliance. She turned private heartbreak into a global masterpiece. Lemonade was a message. I see the darkness and I'm going to dance in it anyway. That's the power of transforming hurt into healing, not just for yourself, but for others. Beyoncé used her vulnerability as a superpower, reminding us all that pain has purpose when we process it with intention. When you're hit hardest, creatively, emotionally, spiritually, ask yourself, how can I turn this into motivation, not misery? Fast forward to the Renaissance era, Beyoncé is now in her 40s, thriving with freedom and full self-expression. She's unbothered by critics, uninfluenced by trends, and fully tuned into her own rhythm. This is what happens when you spend years mastering internal motivation. You stop needing external validation. Renaissance was not just a musical shift, it was a spiritual one. Beyoncé gave us permission to own our own sensuality, joy, and uniqueness, regardless of what the world thinks. She redefined what success looks like, alignment over applause. That is the ultimate motivational transformation, from proving them wrong to simply proving yourself right. Here's the soul truth. Your haters are some of your greatest teachers. They show you where you're powerful. They give you insight into how the world perceives you, and they unintentionally train your discipline. Beyoncé used criticism as cues, not for her worth, but for her next move. Mastering motivation doesn't mean pretending hate doesn't hurt. It means not letting it hold you. Let every ounce of rejection be a step towards your redirection. Your value does not decrease because someone can't see it. It increases when you learn to see yourself clearly, flaws, brilliance, and all. So the next time someone doubts you, disrespects your journey, or tries to dismiss your gift, pause and say thank you, not from ego, but from evolution. Because now you understand that their disbelief isn't a curse, it's a catalyst. Let their words push you to your next level. Just like Beyoncé, you don't have to scream your worth. Just shine. Just show up. Just keep going. Because when you master motivation, no one can move you off your purpose. And the most beautiful revenge is not proving them wrong. It's becoming who you were always meant to be.